Watching the silhouette from the candlelight, slipping and sliding a little more to the right. They say all the freaky bitches come out at night. Yeah, I'm the one that's full of fun, guaranteed to make you come. I'ma put it down for sure. Once you enter through the door, drop them drawers like you Denzel. I don't believe in snacks, you can get the whole meal. That's real.
Hey, how y'all doing, y'all? Welcome to Behind Closed Doors. It's your girl, Toya Grove. How you doing?
Hey, it's your man Crown Royal. But it's Thursday. We
Is
back.
it Thursday?
Yep.
It is Thursday, ain't it? Make me just knock you.
You look. Yeah, that's
Hold on,
confused.
y'all, cause
What?
are you done?
I'm just trying to make sure you can see yourself. I can do this without that.
Oh well, thank you.
You don't want to see
All
me.
right.
What we talking about?
We talk about who should pay for the first date or date in general. Who should pay for the date when you go out? Who do you think should pay? How you think this should go?
Complicated.
Is it complicated?
It's very complicated in this day and age. Which more or less
It's a great topic.
we want. I thought so. Let me explain to everybody how this topic came about.
Please.
So, I'm listening to a podcast, right? And it was these three millennial females, and they were discussing something that they saw a video on YouTube, where as though a young lady was out with a male, and when the bill came, the man actually pulled out a calculator, starting to break down exactly what they were supposed to split and how they were supposed to split the bill. And I thought it was an interesting topic because in this day and age, and the millennial day and age, a lot of people have a different concept of who is actually supposed to pay for the first date or dates in general, especially when younger people, because a lot of times when they go out, especially because they have all these different apps with Venmo, PayPal, and like Cash App, they actually send people money for their portion of the meal or something like that, instead of somebody actually put up their one credit card and then boom, somebody was like, oh, I owe you this, and send it. So I thought it'd be an interesting topic because in my day and age, and I don't consider myself old fashioned except in this way. I think majority of the time, if when a man asks a woman out, or the man should pay for the first date, or but a lot of people think with like equality and women's rights and things of that nature, it depends on who actually initiates the date.
Right.
And then, what about in the LGBT community? How does it work with that if you have the same sex? Who feels as though they supposed to pick up the date? And when I was reading articles that stated like back in the day, years ago, automatically when a waitress actually or waiter comes over, they would drop the ticket or the bill in front of the man. Now, if you notice, if you out, a lot of times they put it in the middle of the table or they put it in between the two people.
Oh, when they bring the check.
When they bring the check.
Okay.
They don't actually just automatically put it. And when somebody actually does just put the check in front of me, I make a big stink about it.
You do?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they shouldn't automatically assume.
Assume that you. That's why they. Because I never noticed that. So
yeah.
That's why they put it in the middle.
Okay, and that's between you two to decide.
Right. Like, I don't know where to go. All right. Hello. What's her name? Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. Sorry.
Yvonne thinks the man's supposed to pay.
Hey, Tina.
Hey.
I think if it's like the first date,
mm-hmm.
the man should pay
mm-hmm.
for the date. That's just my belief. Second date, maybe we could. I don't know. By second date, if you want to still take me out, then you paying. Like, I'm just saying. Maybe by third date, but I'm the type of person. This is how it should be. If you want to go out or y'all just want to hang out, if I ain't got the money, I'm like, well, I ain't got it this time, so it's on you. So I know where we at, because if you like, nah, so we gotta do it another time when I got a couple dollars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or even sometimes you could even if the guy pays for the food, sometimes the other party could pay for tip, put the tip in.
Okay. But okay, this is the thing. If it's actually it's a lot of different factors to decide who is going to pay and who should pay, and that is a problem. And the issue is men automatically think in some cases that if they pay, then it's a date. If they go Dutch or split it, then they think they're friend zoned.
Really?
I'm going by what the numbers say. And when I looked at this, and I can understand when you think about that, because especially if it's the first time you going out, and because a lot of times a man would like to impress them,
Right.
but also it depends on.
It sounds like it's a conversation that needs to be had.
That's a whole nother issue.
Like if you feel if you're going on a date and you go into the date knowing that you only want to pay half of the meal, you should tell that person before you go out and let them know, I only want to pay half of the meal and you pay the other half, or you just pay for your meal, I pay for my meal, like we split the tip. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So
but is that a date?
is it a date? Right.
That's the whole thing.
But some people are wary about first dates too. They don't know how it's gonna go.
Right.
So they like, all right, so we'll just go have well, in case they might not like them or the date ain't go how they plan on it to be. You know what I mean?
So you
they
said.
like,
So you said if
I don't
you
think
pay,
this date was worth it. I think
so
we
if
need
you
to
pay
split the
half that
check.
means you ain't trying to see them again. And this is the point. This is what men think. That's what the articles that I was reading, because they believe they are either in the friend zone or the actual date didn't go well if the female actually offers to pay portion or want to go Dutch, because if you're going out on a date, generally a man
He's into you, digging you, and
he thinks
right.
and trying, but also
Impressed.
depends on
Not
what.
impressed, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it also depends on what type of venue you go to. But I thought,
Really?
yeah, because
If we go to the bar, you paying for these chicken wings.
okay, but if it's a higher scale restaurant and it's
Like with
candlelight and it's
oh.
wine, then that is them actually pushing forward a more romantic vibe.
And they that's something they actually put some thought into. So it's
Or
important.
they could just be a motherfucker like me and just know places to go and just whatever.
It's just whatever. Okay.
No, I ain't saying it's whatever. It is a
Just
romantic
whatever.
vibe,
Uh-huh.
but
Hey, Eric.
I'm just gonna take you back to the same place I took the last bitches, and they was cool. But all right, I got like a Dear Abby type thing.
Do
but
you?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's actually called Ask Amy, and I thought this was actually interesting. That I wanted to actually read. Oh, what's up? All right, fine. This is what it says. Y'all gotta have to bear with me, but this is really interesting. It's gonna take about 2 minutes. So this gentleman calls himself Equality, and it's called "We are both late millennials. We establish values of equality, reciprocity, a family, etc. Before we met in person, we had a great time. On our first date, the bill arrived, and there was no casual dance back and forth or on who might pay. She never even looked at it in its direction. No worries, I got it. Second date, we also had a good time. The bill arrived, same thing. This time I let it sit on the table for probably 15 minutes before I placed my card in the folder. See, the little staring contest going back and forth. Yeah. What you gonna do? So we decided to meet again. This time when the bill came, she asked if I would like to split the bill with her. And this behavior confused me. I called her out on it by asking, are we on a date or are we friends meeting for dinner? She insisted that we were on a date. I said, well, this is intriguing. You want to go Dutch on our third date, but not the first or second? Her reply was, cool. And yeah, like that. All right. Wanting to leave without creating a conflict, I simply paid the bill and expected not to speak to her again. The following week, she invited me to brunch. Everything went fine, but hey, now I'm curious about what's going to happen when the check arrives. Sure enough, she doesn't even look at it. I let it sit on the table for about 30 minutes before the waiter returned, wanting to cash out. I paid the bill and thanked her for inviting me out to pay for her meal. She looked confused as I had like I had broken some unspoken rule of dating in which the man must pick up every check. I've been rejecting her calls and texts to get together ever since. I'm curious about what you think. And this was signed would like equality. So
Look at you, illustrator.
the
Look at you.
dear Amy writes back, dear equality, and this made a lot of sense to me. I'm 100% on your side, but I have to ask if you felt as though you've been played so many times, then why'd you keep throwing down your card? Granted, your mutual staring contests when the check comes are amusing, but you've been outflanked. When two people connect online and mutually agree to meet, they should split the check. After that, when one person asks the other person out, the inviter should always offer to pay the bill. In the future, you should have these type of conversations instead of having some type of gamemanship.
Stop
And
guessing.
exactly what the point is, because one,
like that.
two, three, four. How in the world at the third time out, then she finally say something about splitting the bill? Now she might have the mentality of whereas
Was
though
there something wrong with her for wanting to split the bill on the third
at the
date?
third, yes it was, because at a certain point,
Damn. Go ahead.
because but ask the question: is this a date or are we friends having a meal?
Okay. I understand. I
And she
understand.
said this is a date.
Right.
Okay, at what point? All
So
right.
you mean all right? So at some point, well, I understand. You should, yeah, both at some point should be paying for the meal. Like I don't think there's a problem with that.
Right, but my point is, the
So
fourth time,
okay.
the fourth time,
Okay.
she invited him to brunch.
That's true. She did.
She invited him,
So
and she didn't make an effort to even
try to pay.
to grab the bill.
Right.
And what I did leave out of that little soliloquy, she made more money than him.
Oh.
That's what he put in the preface.
Right.
That they both were doing well,
Mm-hmm.
but she made more money than him.
Probably if it was like the fourth day, I probably would have been paid like two if it was like that. Honestly, it wouldn't matter to me. I offer to pay for meals. You know, like, and some
Okay.
guys find that intriguing.
Find what intriguing.
You even trying to attempt to pay a damn bill. You know what I'm saying? After the first date, obviously, but
I don't find it intriguing. I find it whereas though it's according to a relationship.
Not true, but some people are not used to that. Some people are used to women just taking, and not actually giving. So they don't know like how, you know what I'm saying? So they like, oh, you trying to pay? Oh shit, she's a keeper.
I don't know. That just means I got something to eat and drink this time. Give me another drink.
That's you, but
You think-
I get it. Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. On the flip side of that, how much is a keeper if a man pays? Or is it just assumed?
It's just assumed. It's just how society put things like. men
No, fuck
supposed to-
society. We talk
No.
about 2020. We talk
Yeah.
about this age.
Yeah.
We're talking about
I'm fine
equality.
with it. Shit, I'm fine. Don't
No,
tell me I like it,
no.
bro.
But I'm trying to get I'm trying to get to the point of the matter, whereas though like, is that still some archaic way of that's how it's done? Because if it is, because my studies that I've been reading actually is when men pay, especially if they pay for a significant meal and a night out, they expect sex.
They
And
might.
that's where a lot of problems come in. Where, and I don't want to divert from the subject we talk about, but whereas though date rapes and a lot of some type of because they say
They just.
I just spent all this money on you,
So I must be getting some.
right?
And then she might be saying, no, you're not. And then that causes a problem. That's why, because there was no communication in the beginning. But he feels like he's being led on. Like, oh, I just spent, you act like you like me.
And
Right.
this is where, and we just talking about the first date. That's why a lot of times, well, we had this conversation. When you have a first date, you shouldn't actually have a first date. It should be somewhere public. It shouldn't be in somebody's apartment or things like
Hotel.
that. Or because it's just people can get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
But I was
no Netflix
interested.
and chilling for the first date. That's not a good idea.
Ain't nobody watching Netflix when you Netflix and chill.
Exactly. Exactly. My point.
But
Exactly.
it just made me wonder because in this day and age, a lot of people don't meet in person anymore. You actually meet people online.
And that sucks. Well, it's hard to right now, but you know, just to meet people in person. But it sucks.
Well, if you got your good hair on when you at the Wawa, you might find somebody.
With your mask on, you can't even see their whole face.
Well, people should actually be getting actually more more dates with a mask on because everybody's. Oh, that's actually a talking point. Oh, that's a cute mask.
You right? I didn't see your teeth. Shit. Send me a picture.
Wait a minute. You gotta be like the hospitals, whereas though the doctors walk around with a picture of themselves on their on their collar because you can't see them. So you have a big
That mouth is
photograph
like-
of yourself. Wow, we
sorry.
deviating from the subject. But what I was curious,
Hey, Karen.
I was curious about how these things happen in a LGBT situation, and America they had a poll, whereas though singles on Match.com, sorry, but 62% of people in the LGBT community that took this survey said whomever actually initiates the date should pay.
Should pay.
Whoever initiates.
Is that how I go, P?
Well, the other
No. Who pays for the dates, P?
No, I'm just.
Who you think pays for the dates in
In
a
the
LGBT?
It said whoever initiate. They said 62% say whoever initiate the date.
The dominant person.
That's what I would think.
Normally.
But if you're in that type of a situation,
But if it's two films,
it's
like
whoever.
Toss it
Right,
around.
right.
Well,
You gonna-
44% said they just split the bill.
That's what I was about
44%
to say.
said just
Maybe
split
they
the bill.
split.
Like that.
Oh,
And we all base this on a first date situation. Now, see, Karen says I feel things should be decided before the date, right? And that's all based on a
if they
conversation.
feel that right.
And then you have to establish: is this a date, or are we just going for a meal? And if sex is involved afterwards, because that's going to decide on what meal you get.
Maybe you should
Yeah,
have a
I'm just-
conversation then, cause
I'm all
I'm
jokes
ordering
aside.
steaks.
Imagine sitting there at the table and just be like, "Damn, she just ordered a $42 plate.
Yup.
She ordered $22 appetizers." Like, damn, I at least gotta get.
Let me get like 3 sangrias, 4 sangrias, 2 shots of Patron.
Oh, she leaves.
She like shit.
She leaves jerking me off in the parking lot.
Damn.
I ain't saying you, but somebody in your house is fucking me tonight.
You know what? Okay. Yo, grandma.
It ain't gonna do. Nah, I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Oh,
But that's the misconception that happens if you don't have this conversation ahead of time.
Right. Okay.
Now,
That's
I'm
crazy because I don't think nobody's really used to even having these conversations prior to
you don't
anything.
think so?
Not barely. Yeah. They just go in guessing. I think females go in guessing sometimes. Like, it could be a possibility
Of
that
what?
I might have to give some
Oh, I don't. Is that still the thought? I don't even know.
No, I'm just saying. So, what are we doing? Is this a date? Like, because if it's a date, you really got to put stuff into perspective.
I'm worried about that. I'm worried because I think it's according to how you meet too and how you come about it. Because if you meet online, you should conversate for some time and before you actually hook up. But then, like for instance,
Meet in a public place, just like chill out. You know, it don't even gotta be a date. You just like meeting. So that way, you know, you buy your cup of tea, a cup of coffee, I'll get you a cup of tea, a cup of coffee too. Like it don't even matter to me.
Well, that sounds like a
Like,
conversation. That's just having a
you know what I'm
conversation.
saying?
I don't even know. That's
You
an
gotta
initial
meet
date.
up
That's
with it. That's-
okay. Ask me this: do you believe, and anybody out there, do you believe it makes a difference if it's a cup of coffee, or you meet for lunch, or dinner, or drinks? Now these are all different things, but I'm gonna tell you like this: if I meet somebody for the first time, on a first quote unquote date, if it's dinner, it's more serious than meeting for a cup
Breakfast.
of coffee. Well,
Well, of course it's
well,
more
if it's
serious.
breakfast the night, the day after, then it was more serious than serious than I thought. But no,
Awkward.
I'm serious. I think a date that's at dinner is more a date than actually meeting for coffee or like breakfast or brunch or something like that. If it's the first date.
Karen says sometimes that can turn into sex as well. What you mean by that, Karen? What part? You talk about like
She talk
What you
about
talking about?
when you feed her ass and you get her some liquor up.
Okay, but
It was a good meal.
I don't know what type of person that is, and then you really get to see what type of person that is. Is he gonna still deal with you?
No,
after
I,
you done had a
Karen, I was
couple of-
being jerk. Go ahead.
couple
I
of
would like to know.
shots and stuff. You know what I mean?
But
You
you
don't
know
want
what?
that drunk
Okay,
stuff.
but what about if you met like on Tinder? If you met on a date, because Tinder is nothing serious.
It's
That's
not?
basically a hookup. That's basically a hookup site.
That's Tinder is like Craigslist when they was having.
Right.
That's what the hell Tinder is.
Okay, so another article I read, man and woman, they met on Tinder and they went out for a date.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the guy picked up the meal, but then an hour later, he sent her an invoice for $20 for her part of the meal on Venmo.
Oh, that's crazy though. But did you hear about? I don't know where this girl was. She went on a date. She met somebody online and went on a date with him, and he said she ordered too much. Like the bill came too high because of what she ordered, and he beat her up.
Oh,
He beat her up.
really?
Yes, damn. What? This is like not like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
He beat her up, and she was on the news saying she met this guy on like Plenty of Fish or one of them dating sites, and he was upset.
Don't be
because
acting like
of
you
the
don't know
bill.
it's Plenty of Fish. Don't be playing like you don't know the name. She like, what's up?
No,
Look.
I mean, I'm like one of those dating.
Yeah, I know what
sites.
you're saying.
So
I'm just
yeah,
joking.
he actually beat her up. You could go out for coffee and it can turn into sex. Okay. it could.
Absolutely. You know it can.
Oh,
That was some good. That must have been some Starbucks. That was some
for
good
real.
shit.
Was a good one. Just
No.
give us a pomegranate tea.
No, but actually, it's all about the conversation, and then and the vibe.
Like, right.
But
Like, are you on that feisty side in the morning? Like, you trying to get one in that morning? You know what I mean? So you like, it's morning time. I'm my best in the morning. Something, you know what I mean? So
I can't
let's
with you
go.
today. I can't with you today. But I'm just
You're
curious.
right, Karen.
I'm just curious what, like everybody that's been on here said, basically, they being politically correct, and I think that's how a lot of us are in this day and age. Eric said, if I ask, I'm paying. If
Yeah.
he's asked, then you pay. And you know,
Tina said, I guess I don't gotta worry about a man paying for my food because I won't be on a day one. We know.
we
Tina.
know that. But all right, Tina,
Tina,
are you
LGBT.
the one that actually picks up the meal for
Right.
the first
Or
date?
do you do it?
Or-
Yeah, Tina. What part do you play? You paying for the first meal? What are you doing? Okay. Yes. Who is?
What is that? He said he
Dean
wasn't
Trey?
worth that much. I don't know what. I don't know.
The lady in
GA.
GA. He said she wasn't worth that much. Right. This is the story I was just saying.
Oh,
And,
you heard about it.
I
Okay,
guess
she-
so.
okay.
Yeah, it was in Georgia. So
How
said
much?
the
How
date
much was the
wasn't worth-
bill?
Like I don't even know.
Not that it even matters, but
And I don't even think they went to no real high class, like 5-star. No. It had to be probably, like, it could have been, I'm not even going to judge, so I don't know. But Red Lobster-ish type stuff. he was mad.
Well, it sounds like this person already had like a screw
He had-
loose.
right,
He had
he
some
was-
mental issues or something.
He already made it in his mind the bill was gonna be too high, and I'm gonna do this
Wow.
horrible act.
That
But
is one
yeah.
term for it. That's just stupidity. I'm interested in anybody else's opinion on it. All right, let's talk about moving forward. Now, not the first date. Does it second or what about a second date? Who is that basically, are we saying who initiates it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Well, we can come back
You
to
gonna
it.
come back
Back
to
to it
it?
after the
Okay.
video.
Money killed everything.
That's our video.
That's our video for tonight, y'all. Let's get it.
Movie.
Wise out. Smash, bro. Alpha. We don't want it. We don't need it. Got us dying for our freedom. People starving, they won't feed them. Got us dying for our freedom. We don't want it, we don't need it. Got us fighting for our freedom. People starving, they won't feed them. Got us dying for our freedom. We don't want it, we don't need it. Got us fighting for our freedom.
Money killed everyone. Presidents, scientists, musicians, civil rights leaders, priests, children. Money killed everyone. Money funds wars and weapons, viruses and disease. Money pays for the manipulation of you and me. But money doesn't pay for those that's in need because the ones that run money are too bombarded with greed. Money kills people every day because you know there's no money in a cure, or so they say. Especially if you're a minority or, God forbid, you're poor. Laws are even different depending on your credit score. Money killed my grandmother, let her rot and decay. Cause see, with a cure to cancer, they can't make money that way. Money kills people with HIV. Some people were infected intentionally. Do your own homework. Be a detective for yourself. And you'll find that these man-made disasters were consciously dealt. And then you rethink any government help. Money makes women judge character from man-made wealth, while men do things always looking for false self and wealth. Man-made illusions. No wonder our generation is full of drug users, or even drug sellers. Misrepresentation. See, all they're doing is selling you self-mutilation. See, money isn't a friend of mine, cause all money does is conquer and divide. So the next time you hear someone boasting about their five, man, know that this is one of the most insecure persons alive. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting things for yourself, but the best yet hardest task is knowing your loving self. Think about these words the next time you're dreaming of wealth. And then think to yourself, why do you want these things in spite of something else? What lies behind you wanting things that carry no weight or substance? Maybe that's why you get up early to go to a job you never wanted. Money.
All right, welcome back. That was Philosopher and Reek with Money Killed Everything.
Money cash shows?
Money killed everything.
Money cash shows?
You heard it. Hey, y'all. So what was you talking about, Crown? Come on now.
I'm talking about moving. Okay, I'm just talking to y'all in a sense where as though when you're moving forward. Now, we already decided we kind of figure out the first date. But even in this article where as though when you talk about going into the second date and things of that nature, a lot of people like to know if they in where they at. Are we in
Right.
a friend zone?
Right.
Or are we actually in a romantic situation?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, this Mirror Circle article actually said these are 4 points that you actually should actually look into and discuss, so you don't have to be on a limb trying to figure out what's really going on. This is to prepare you for a date. So you pay attention just in case you ever get you a date ever. Always be prepared to make sure to go somewhere both parties can afford. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I remember talking to a lot of females. They would say they were always, no matter what, when they went out, they always had 20, 30, 40 bucks on them. So whereas though they had money to buy their own drink or get a cab and they'd be able to get home. So they wouldn't have to rely on whoever they was going with. So you always have a little pocket cash or whatever. But whatever place you do go, make sure you can afford it just in case. And makes sense because I'm going to tell you, no bullshit. This happened to me before.
No bullshit.
I went out. I took this young lady out. Boy, I hope she's not watching. I took this young lady out on a date, and we went to some. Don't hate on me. We went. It was Joe's Crab Shack. Okay.
They got good
Don't hate
nacho
on me.
crab.
It was years ago. It was when
Nacho
it first came out. I
crabs,
didn't know it was a
nachos.
piece of crap. Anyway,
Yeah.
I left my wallet at home.
Oh damn.
And did not notice until we were done and the bill came. And I went and reached for it.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is because
Wow.
I wound up changing my pants.
Right.
I decided to put another pair of pants and I didn't transfer my wallet to the
Wow.
pants.
What happened?
She paid the bill.
Okay.
But she had the ability to pay.
Right.
And it was just like, and she said, "Oh, don't worry about it, whatever." She was like, "I got it," and we wound up straightening it out and everything. But she was just like, and this is when she told me, she's like, "I never go out I'm prepared that I have to pay
Right.
for whatever reason that I will have to pay."
Right.
And this,
Why you hope she not watching? That was a great story.
because what I wound up doing to her after the fact.
What? Oh, we're not gonna,
Later down the
okay.
line.
Oh damn.
But anyway, okay. Another number 2. If you know what you want to pay for, if you know what you want to pay for a date.
You gotta just make sure you got your wallet whenever you go out. Now these days, you can just make sure you have your wallet. You gotta double check. Continue.
I don't never have that problem anymore because nowadays your wallet is
On
your
your phone. You right, cause
So I don't have that problem anymore. But
you're right.
I always used to lose wallets. That's why
Another story.
That's another story. But all right. Number 2 is if you know what you want to pay for a date, say something beforehand. That way your person you treat is prepared. So he's saying basically, I don't know if that's cool. If you tell somebody how much you're willing to spend on a date
Oh.
beforehand.
Sometimes I like to know, like, cause that gives me an idea of what I could get. So I'm like, what? I might like, what's the budget or what you looking at, you know? And then you
Ain't
might
nothing
be like,
sexy about that.
it's not, but people just want to make sure. What's not so sexy, but like
I don't know. I mean, because if you go to a certain place,
it just like maybe the other person might feel some type of they feel disrespected or something like that, but that's why a conversation has to be had, because I need can I get this lobster and steak, like what could I get, you know what I mean, like these shrimps,
You telling them
like these
look,
what I need to know what's my limit,
look,
or
bitch,
do
you
I
on a
have to go down to
$64
a
budget.
wonton or like what
$64.
$64?
That's what you got $64.
Damn.
Ain't nothing sexy about that. I was saying, I mean, I understand what they saying, but I don't think you should be able to go to a place and not
Right, I get it.
be able
You
to
should
cover
right.
whatever is on the menu.
Right.
And for me, That's 2-drink minimum. Thinking, I'm talking about when I calculate an appetizer, main course, and maybe dessert for that one person. Now, when you talking about if you talking about, oh, I want 2 appetizers, a main dish, and I want to take something home to
Said,
my
"Damn,
daughter.
you could eat."
No, but I'm saying, but
I'm
I know that's
hungry.
going overboard. But I can't
I'm
actually
hungry.
like, all right, it's a budget.
Shit, I'm hungry. I need to take food for lunch tomorrow for work. I need.
Right. All right. Okay. Another part regarding a person someone is dating consistently. I go back and forth on splitting the bill and paying every other date. That way you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
It's equal of splitting the bill and being treated by or being the treat or being treated every once in a while. And I think that's more something realistic. I would say for me personally, I prefer if I ask. I mean, I treat most of the time in my dating life, but if it's like if somebody asks me out, and if I don't have it, and they be like, oh, but it's on me, or somebody the female asks these specific like, listen, I got you. I want to get together. I got,
Right.
or if it's something special, like my birthday. If I'm going out with somebody with my birthday, I know I'm not paying.
Right.
Or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
But again, that's something that's actually discussed. So Karen says, I really don't eat a lot. I really don't eat a lot.
Right. Like, maybe some people like to split bills so they don't feel like they owe you anything more.
I used to actually go out on. I used to date this female, and she was like that. We went out on it, and she offered to pay for or split it the first time we went out, and I said no. I'm like this: if somebody offers and I said I got it, I stop them. The most that I would do for somebody is maybe, and this is not the first date, second, third, or maybe fourth, whatever. You can cover the tip,
Right.
but I make sure they tip right.
Right. Oh, so you watching what they give for a tip?
Yes, because
Oh.
you got to tip at least 20%.
Yeah.
But some
you
people
should.
some people are just trifling about it,
Right.
and so that's why if I do leave it to where as though somebody, you cover the tip, and they just put like $5 down, and we had like $100 and something meal. I'm like, either this bitch don't know
that
math or they
happened.
just.
That happened to well, I was in kind of a situation like that.
Mm.
I was working though. I was like home health aide, and I took her to Red Lobster because she wanted to go. So I took her. She got food from them, and then she didn't tip them.
Which did y'all eat in?
Yeah, she did.
Uh-huh.
She didn't tip. She gave him like $1. But she didn't know. She was older. Like they came back like, was my service not good enough?
Oh, and you didn't know that she only took it, right? Because that's actually disrespectful. And
Right.
they
was
they
like,
believe,
was my service not good enough?
and that's the thing. When you tip
And she was
$1,
like,
it's
"It
supposed to
was
say
great."
bad service. That's what it's supposed
Oh,
to be.
really? So supposed to nothing? That would say even worse service? What?
No. By tipping that low amount is saying bad service. A lot of people that
Really?
tip nothing are just assholes.
Oh, you seen that? You had sent it to me, but I had
Yeah, I
seen it
sent it to
earlier.
you. Oh, you did
No,
see it?
I did see it
Okay.
earlier. About the waitress that she got tipped like $1,000.
$2,000.
$2,000, and the store, her job didn't want to give her the money.
They couldn't give it to her.
Why?
It was the system. We going off a tangent of the show, but
But we was talking about tips, so
well, I was talking about
just-
because they said because their system, when you run a bill, you can't actually pay out more than over $500 of the bill. It wouldn't. The system wouldn't let it
the
generate.
system. So what if they gave her cash? She would have been able to take it
Yeah, but the guy did it on. It
on
was
a
only.
card,
It was only a $69 bill,
right?
and he gave
So
her
they
$2,000.
only gave her 500, right?
They didn't give her a dime for what I understand. I don't know,
Okay.
but we can look into that on our next episode of who's getting tipped and who's not getting tipped. Look for that on YouTube. All right, but the last thing about most importantly, which we talked about already, communication is key. Whether it pertains to money or the preference of splitting the bill, we have to have an open mind and discussion on what we want and considering in our relation, whatever relationship moving forward. And I think this is so much, as many episodes of everything we do here since last season and in this season. What is the square thing we always come back to?
What?
Communication.
All the time.
It's people.
It's
It's always people opening their mouth, and closed mouths don't get fed.
Hey, you're right.
But it's everything when we talk about
Always.
finances and the
Everything.
relationship,
Marriage.
dating,
Like
everything is all
communication.
It's about communication.
People
and
don't
what
know how
you
to
want.
talk to people sometimes. People have a hard time, like, just talking about stuff. Just communicating. It's crazy with that person, but sometimes they could communicate to everybody else, but then that's another subject. But yes, you're absolutely right. It does come down to communication.
And right, as something small as, but personally, I haven't. But I can understand a person if you sitting across from somebody and the bill comes, and you just sitting there having a staring contest, or you just making conversation to see what is this person is going to do. Are they going to offer? Are they even going to make the elite to try to take the
He
bill?
said 50321, go.
No, I'm seriously. Are they going to make it? Because and it doesn't be because I'm gonna tell you as a man, especially if I'm telling you this much, if I'm invited out for dinner and drinks or whatever, and she don't make the attempt to grab the bill, and they be like, "Oh, I got it," or no, I got it. You know what? You just paid a tip, or I got it. Period. You invited me out, and just like my man in the article said, thank you for inviting me out to pay for your meal, because that's basically what happened when she did.
Yeah, it's true.
But some people, and some women,
So I'm inviting you out, but you still gonna pay.
but some women think it's a meal ticket. I'm
So I'm hungry. Let me call
Let
him.
Let me call somebody to go get me a meal. And I don't think that's actually right. But I know women that's like that. Especially or I know women that text you and get into everything else and ask you to actually send them a Venmo or a PayPal or Cash App so they can go get some lunch.
Okay. Right.
I don't know.
Yes. Okay.
You know, what?
I'm hungry.
When are you that hungry?
I don't know. Shit, I do not know. Well, y'all, do you have something else to say, Crown?
About what?
I don't know, because you look like you would just have something to say. I'm just like, I
just thought it was an interesting subject.
It was a great subject.
And I also just wanted to actually get some insight on how is it done in the dating world nowadays. Because I think we actually done deviated from that automatic who pays from the door. But it comes back to the whole key of what, no matter what, what? Communication.
Communication.
Before, during, and after. But if nobody else have nothing to add to it, I think we can keep wrapping up.
I guess so. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight, y'all. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in and just listening to us just go off, y'all. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share the live, y'all. And like it too, y'all. We want to let everybody else get in on this crazy
Don't we got some advertisement to do?
things. Don't be rushing me.
Okay. Sorry.
Let me do my job.
You was doing it well. I just wanted to make sure.
Also, y'all, we looking for all independent music artists, y'all. We looking for videos to put on the show, y'all. If that's you or you know somebody, let them know to send us a video, y'all, as submissions at plugstudionetwork.com, y'all. All right? And put BCD so we could know that the video is for us as well, y'all. Also, on Sunday, December 6th, we got
That's
Turn My
3 days
effing
from now?
mic up, y'all. It's a showcase, y'all. We're going to be in Maryland. Part of Maryland is that going to be? See, from 4 to 10. What is that name of the place? Club du Jour. It's French. That's why I couldn't pronounce it. Club du
Bitch, that ain't
Club
French.
du Jour.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Shut up. All right, y'all.
What about
What do you want?
the other shows?
Go ahead. Go ahead. We got a whole bunch of other shows, y'all.
Monday, Let It Out
Let it out.
with Tobocious. Tuesday, the Peach Radio Show.
Peach.
Oh, interesting stuff coming up in December. I'm looking forward to actually on this.
Are
Going to
you?
have a couple. Yeah, author's going to be on there talking a transsexual author. I want
Okay.
to and
Wednesdays, you.
Wednesdays is food for thought with Crown Royal.
Tune into that.
Tune into that. Get another different perspective on the other side. So we actually see how smart I actually
I'm about to say,
am.
listen to this smart ass talk. All right.
And Thursdays is
Thursdays we're back here, y'all.
We're back here.
Back here at 8.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And
And then Sundays we get the wrap up.
Madeline,
Oh,
my favorite.
hey Madeline.
She said it was nice to see you again.
Nice to see everyone that came on today.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
But anyway, that's what we
yeah.
got going on. And then we got a lot move. It's going to be a new year. 2020 was not a great year, but it was a good year for
life. Still must go on.
But it was a good year for the
yeah.
network. We got
Yeah.
a lot of quality shows, a lot of quality information,
yeah.
good guests, and looking forward to actually moving into 2021.
2021. Let's go.
And even more powerful and more stronger. Okay?
More stronger?
More
Okay.
stronger.
Yes.
I gotta have a
You know
strong
what?
back to
You
carry
know-
your ass.
Because I'm heavy. Shit, I'm heavy.
With that said,
All right, y'all. So we see y'all back again next Thursday at 8, y'all. So y'all have a great night. Bye now.
Watching the silhouette from the candlelight, slipping and sliding a little more to the right. They say all the freaky bitches come out at night. Yeah, I'm the one that's full of fun, guaranteed to make you come. I'ma put it down for sure. Once you enter through the door, drop them drawers like you Denzel. I don't believe in snacks, you could get the whole meal. That's real.
Movie.
And further details of this continuing story.
We say your name, Mr. George Floyd, Tony McDade, Dominic Fells, Stacy Blahnik, Breonna Teller, Marsha P. Johnson, Sandra Bland.
Life is a struggle between a rock and a hard place. Cold nights and dark days, but you gotta learn to keep your faith. Life is a struggle between a rock and a hard place. Keep your head up, show your face. Don't let no one stand in your way. Yeah.
You may not know it, but you as an individual have so much power. And if you do realize that you have this magnificent power, how do you use this power? It's an age-old technique. Communication and expression. When it's time to make real change and stand to be counted, do you use your power? Do you voice your opinion? Do you rally in front of City Hall? Do you call the media, your lawyer? Do you write into corporate when a company has treated you unfair, unjust, or less than? Or are you one of those people that just say, I'm not even gonna vote because it doesn't even matter? Just by you putting a face behind your principles and speaking out or sending a letter through email, by voting, by standing up and standing firm to your beliefs, expressing yourself is a liberation to any and all. You have a say in all that surrounds you. It's your right and it's a responsibility we must all take on to bring change. Stand and be counted. Express yourself and implement that in all that you do. Many have fought, died, and were beaten for the opportunity for you to speak out and be counted. Why would you be silent now? Scream to the top of your lungs if you have to. Know that as a community and as a people, we must express our voices in the name of those that came before us and those that cannot. We also speak for those that have passed on to their next journey and also in the name of those to come. We now stand on the shoulders of those that came before us. Let's keep pushing the dream and make it our reality. Let's not let their death, pain, or suffering be in vain. Use your voice. And in the words of Frederick Douglass, agitate. Use your voice. We can achieve this together, you know. We are good to complain to each other, never taking action, allowing this action to grow into a stronger negative, adding additional stress to our lives. Take action, even if that means you stand alone. Demand justice. We are still being harmed for expressing ourselves and shunned from our communities and families, feeling alone, singled out, not knowing what tomorrow, if it came, what it would bring. Put a face to your complaint or your approvals, your concerns, your worries, your struggles, triumph, wants, and needs. But no one will ever know if you don't put a voice to your cause, to your name and face. You count, and your voice is needed. And with a world so dense at times, to see the big picture, yours or mine's, be a voice. It's needed. I want you to stand up. You'll be surprised to see who will be standing right beside you if they're not standing already. Fill a cipher, voice.